Namaskar. Today, we're here to uncover a hidden force in nature, the microclimate. We all notice how the air feels cooler under a tree or more humid in a garden than on the street. That's a microclimate, a small local weather bubble. It can be as tiny as the space under a rock or as large as a city park, shaped by features like trees, water, or buildings. Imagine walking from a sun-baked field into a forest. Instantly, it's cooler, damper, and calmer. That's not magic, it's science. Forests create their own weather, thanks to the structure of leaves, branches, and roots. Tall trees form a canopy, like a giant umbrella. Shrubs trap moisture. Mosses and ferns act as sponges. Together, they control temperature, humidity, and wind, making forests powerful climate machines. These stable conditions are essential for countless species that can't survive outside. Today, we'll examine how forests engineer these microclimates. We'll look at the evidence, understand the mechanisms, and see how every leaf and root plays a part. The real question: how do forests build their own world, one leaf at a time? Let's put ignorance on trial and seek the verdict of knowledge. Welcome to the court of nature. Let's begin. The forest is a living, breathing community that engineers its own environment. Inside, it's cool and damp, a microclimate created by the dense canopy above. The canopy blocks harsh sunlight, cooling the forest floor. Trees release water vapor, making the air humid and stable. Many species depend on these gentle, predictable conditions. Step inside, and you enter a world apart. Let's examine the forest's most visible feature: shade. The canopy acts as a massive solar shield, blocking up to 95% of sunlight in dense forests. This keeps the forest cool and dim, protecting the soil from baking and drying out. In open fields, soil gets scorched, but in forests, it stays cool and moist, perfect for roots, earthworms, and fungi. Shade directly boosts soil fertility and health. The forest's air conditioning works day and night, cooler days, warmer nights, and less temperature swing. This stability is vital for plants and cold-blooded animals. Even a single large tree creates a microclimate beneath its branches, cooler, stiller, and more humid. Multiply that by millions of trees, and you get a vast natural climate control system. Animals and plants thrive in these gentle conditions. The forest's shade is more than comfort, it's survival. This is nature's air conditioner, running silently, powered by trees. That's the genius of the forest. Now let's investigate moisture, the forest's invisible force. Forests aren't just cool, they're damp thanks to trees pumping water into the air through transpiration. Water travels from roots to leaves, then escapes as vapor through tiny pores. A single large tree can release over 150,000 liters of water a year. Multiply that by thousands, and you get the misty, humid air of a forest. This moisture helps form clouds and even brings more rain, creating a self-sustaining cycle. Humid air acts as a thermal buffer, keeping temperatures steady, cooler by day, warmer by night. You see this in the morning mist and feel it on your skin. This moisture supports a world of life. Orchids, ferns, mosses, and lichens thrive in the damp air. Without this constant breath of water, the forest's rich diversity would vanish. Trees aren't just part of the forest, they're its rainmakers. The microclimate depends on this endless, invisible flow. That's the secret to the forest's lushness. Moisture is life. Next, let's see how forests control wind and rain. In open fields, wind dries soil and damages plants. But at the forest edge, trunks and leaves form a powerful windbreak. Inside, the air is calm, conserving moisture and protecting delicate plants. Less wind means less evaporation and less damage during storms. Now, consider rain. In open areas, it hits hard, causing erosion. In forests, the canopy intercepts rain, slowing it down. water drips gently from leaf to leaf, soaking into the ground instead of running off. Leaf litter acts like a sponge, holding water and releasing it slowly. This system prevents erosion, recharges groundwater, and keeps the forest hydrated long after rain stops. Forests don't just use water, they manage it masterfully. The result? Stable, fertile soil and a steady water supply. Forests are natural engineers, shaping their own climate and landscape. Wind and rain are tamed by the forest's design. That's how forests protect themselves and us. In the forest, every plant plays a role in building the microclimate. Think of the forest as a multi-story building: canopy, understory, shrub layer, and ground layer. The canopy, the tallest trees, blocks sunlight and wind, setting the stage. The understory, with smaller trees, filters more light and adds humidity. The shrub layer, dense with bushes, traps moisture and creates still, humid air for insects and small animals. The ground layer, ferns, mosses, and wildflowers, protects soil, keeps it cool, and holds water. Mosses act as living sponges, boosting ground-level humidity. Each layer insulates and supports the one below, creating a deep, stable microclimate. This teamwork is why forests are so resilient and full of life. Every plant, from the tallest tree to the tiniest moss, is essential. The microclimate is a collective achievement. That's the secret to the forest's strength. Every layer matters. Now, let's focus on the forest floor, the heart of the microclimate. Here, cool shade and high humidity create a world unlike any open field. The soil is alive, teeming with bacteria, fungi, earthworms, and beetles. Decomposers break down fallen leaves, recycling nutrients for new growth. Leaf litter acts as mulch, insulating soil, holding moisture, and preventing erosion. As it decomposes, it forms rich humus, building fertile soil year after year. This stable, damp environment is a nursery for seeds and seedlings. Young plants get the best start, shielded from harsh sun and wind. The forest floor is both the foundation and the future of the forest. It's a cradle of life, made possible by the microclimate above. Here, the cycle of life begins anew. Who benefits from this custom-built climate? Countless species. The forest microclimate is a lifeline for wildlife, from tiny insects to large mammals. Amphibians like frogs need cool, damp conditions to survive. The forest floor is their refuge. Insects thrive in the moist air and sheltered spaces, while birds nest safely in the dense foliage. Mammals find food, cover, and protection from the elements. The multi-layered forest offers homes at every level, supporting a rich web of life. Even delicate flying insects benefit from the calm, humid air. The forest is a bustling city, and the microclimate is its infrastructure. Animals don't just live in the forest, they depend on the climate it creates. Without this microclimate, much of this life would disappear. The forest is more than trees, it's a living, breathing home. The evidence is clear. Forests are master engineers of their own environment. By providing shade, moisture, and shelter, they create stable microclimates. These microclimates are the foundation of biodiversity, supporting millions of species. Without them, the rich tapestry of forest life would unravel. Protecting forests means protecting these vital life support systems. The effects go beyond the local. Forests influence weather, store carbon, and help regulate the planet's climate. Destroying forests dismantles natural air conditioners and water managers, turning lush havens into barren lands. The verdict: forests are complex, self-regulating systems that sustain life. Our responsibility is clear: protect these natural wonders. The health of our planet depends on the tiny, powerful climates forests create. Let's act on this knowledge. The court is adjourned, but our duty continues. Jai Hind.